Welcome back. I ran out of time on the free account, so here's part two. So we're gonna do the main event number two is that Harry finds out about what Fluffy is protecting, and you need to have a sequence transition. So we're gonna go with after. We are going to say the effect of that is the gang decided to get to the zone before anyone else, and we're gonna use the signal word consequently, which is found in this page number 3. Okay, so during Halloween, the troll was there, and then Hagrid talked about the Philosopher's Stone. So this is my cause. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and type that into sentences. During the Halloween celebration, what did we say? We talked about the troll. Okay, celebration, a mountain troll attacked, and when they spoke to Hagrid about it, he mentioned Fluffy. Okay, Fluffy. So our next thing is they found out what Fluffy is protecting. Okay, but we have to use, remember, you have to use the sequence transition. So we're going to do after. After the incident, they figured out, we're going to use Harry's name. Harry and his friends figured out that Fluffy was protecting the Philosopher's Stone. So I feel like in my sentence now, I don't like the consequently, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that and change that into so. You know, it's a lot shorter too, and we're just gonna use that. So they decided to get to it before anyone else. And that is your cause, one sentence, and then your event number 2 with the effect number 2 together, and that's one sentence and two sentences. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. So let's go ahead. My main event number 3 is Harry faces Voldy again. So we're gonna use a transition. This one is signal word for cause or a sequence transition, so it can be anything. I'm gonna go ahead and type my cause first. Okay, so if you've seen the movies, you already know that Quirrell was there. I think that's how it's spelled. And then the effect is that Harry defeated Voldy again. So for our signal word, let us look at our list. We can do from this box, or we can do just a sequence transition. So we're gonna try for since or now that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put both on there. Since or now that, and we're gonna see what works better. I think I'm gonna go with now that. Now that, what was it again? Oh, it's Quirrell. Now that the trio have successfully they successfully passed all the tests. No, there maybe now that they have successfully overcome all the protection of the stone. So it has to be in one sentence. We're gonna have to put Quirrell and Voldy in there. So I have to say Voldemort when I'm typing it, but for my outline, I'm using Voldy. Okay. So now that the trio have successfully overcome the protection of the stone, Harry meets Quirrell and has to face Voldemort again. So you can also put who was, behind, who was at the back of Quirrell's head or something. But I'm gonna end it right there, and I'm gonna look at what I need to type next. I'm going to have a specific effect, and I don't need any transition unless you want to put one in there. But this one is just the effect. Okay, so Harry was able to retrieve or get. So retrieve the Philosopher's Stone through the mirror. My space. Okay, through the mirror and defeated Voldemort, like he did when he was a baby, because of love, or because of his mother's love, because that was what was protecting Harry all this time, was his mom's love. Okay, so now we have one sentence, your topic, and then the second sentence is your cause and main event number 1, effect number 1, cause number 2, effect number 2, and main event number 2 and effect number 2. And then we have cause number 3 and main event number 3, and then the effect number 3. Now all we need to have is our concluding sentence. So for your concluding sentence, you need to tell me how this book ends. Okay, do not say this is, that is, to sum it up, because you're writing a summary but you're not really summarizing from sentences number 1 to 7. So don't say to sum it up. It has to be how the book ends. So the ending is Harry goes back to the Dursleys. And so again, just a phrase, because that's not the actual paragraph, that's just the outline. So I'm going to put right here at the very end for my sentence number 8. The school year was over and he has to go back home to the Dursleys to wait for the next for the summer. Okay, so the school year was over and he has to go back home to the Dursleys for summer vacation. I'm gonna just put something extra, but he felt like Hogwarts was really his home. Okay, because it ended with he was on the train station and he said, "Are you ready to go back home?" And then he said something like home, not really, something like that. Okay, so I have 8 sentences. I have a pretty good summary of the book, not a lot of details, but I have the 3 main events. That's really important. So make sure that you do this outline. It doesn't have to be outlined first and then write. You saw what I did. I went back and forth, and you can do that as long as you have everything filled in. And don't forget to write those cause and effect signal words. Okay, so the very last page, you don't need it if you didn't write too long. Okay, I only did 8 and that was enough. So you may go ahead and this is auto save, and if not, go to file. I think it saves. It's not there, so just click Control S and it should save. You can close that off and you can go to your journal if you want to have extra credit. So for the extra credit, this should be pretty easy. The rubric is right there. So what do I need to do in order to have 5 points? I will get 2 points if there are 2 to 0 mistakes when it comes to grammar and spelling, and I will get 3 points if I have a dialogue, descriptive words, and organization. And I only need 5 sentences. So think back to your last normal day before everything changed due to coronavirus. What was it like? Okay, you don't need to say COVID-19. You can refer to it as you normally would. So, and this one can be first person, just the journal. Please do not use first person point of view in the cause and effect. So I'm gonna go ahead and type something like the last normal day was March 12th, and it was Thursday. I had a perfectly normal Thursday, even though the news of the coronavirus has already entered the US. I never assumed that we would be out of school, so I was going about the usual day. Okay. Hey, do you think we would be out of school because of this? I asked my friends over dinner. Because remember, you have to have a dialogue. Okay, so make sure you have that dialogue. A lot of my friends I'm not gonna say a lot of, I'm just gonna say my friends, because we were having dinner. My friends shook their heads and really pondered or thought about it before they responded. And it was just a normal conversation. Okay, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences, and I'm done. Did I do descriptive words? Yes, I did, because I made sure that there are movements in my entry, and I made sure that I have, words that really tells us like it was Thursday, a perfectly normal Thursday, and the news of the coronavirus has entered the US. So you have a sense of, oh, it's in the US, something like that. Things that you can imagine in your head. Those are descriptive words. If you can imagine it and write that down, and someone else reads it and they can imagine the picture of what you have said, then you are doing it correctly. Okay, so I can end it right there, or I can type more, and that would be your choice, but I'm gonna go ahead and close that off because again it auto saves, and then all I have to do is click the word turn in. So once I've turned that in, okay, but remember, check if everything is in there. So why not, let's do that, just to make sure I got everything, and I think I have everything. Yep, I made sure everything's there. Close it off and just click turn it in and turn in, and you are done. Okay, well, thank you so much for listening today. Bye.